There's a storm coming.
You sound like you're looking forward to it.
I'm adaptable.
We're leaving the midnight screening of The Dark Knight Does Stuff while other characters take up a lot of screen time too. And you really liked it, Boggs.
I did. The pretentious filmmaker gives it a thumbs up.
Excellent. I enjoyed it too. There were some things that struck me as a tiny bit silly.
I hated the part where we found out that Bane was Batman's son. And also...
Yeah, and when Superman showed up and like basically took all the thread out of the story.
I know, totally.
Yeah.
But then Plastic Man had that awesome cameo.
Yeah,
which-
Rudy
Remember when
Giuliani
Superman-
showing up was a bit weird.
And then
Well,
the
they
Wonder
have, like,
Twins
a
showed up and we all
20-minute
puked.
fight between Batman and Bane, and then Superman arrives and just throws him into outer space, and then the movie ends with a cartoon. I still can't believe they did it that way.
I can't believe they actually got Andrew Stanton to direct.
Hey kids, we're gonna switch directors just for now.
As far as actual things, I thought was a little silly. The bad guy who hired Bane, the guy on the Wayne Enterprises board, was like struck me as the typical evil businessman from an '80s movie, with his shouting and his Malkoviching, where he speaks very deliberately.
I like this. This is fun.
Yeah, disrespecting an underling who goes by, the name Bane and has a mask, and yeah, that's not
bit of-
smart.
A little bit of Darth Vader breath in there too every once in a while.
But I do think it sounded to me like they redubbed all of Bane's lines, because like in the first trailer his voice sounded different. I think they were trying to make it easier to understand, but it sounded like it was at a different volume.
Yeah, the 5 minutes.
Yeah, I
the
liked
five,
that,
I saw the
actually.
5-minute one before Mission Impossible, and you couldn't really understand it.
It was too distorted.
So now they made him more like this.
I
Tom
liked
Hardy.
that. I actually
I li-
liked.
I like
that's
Tom
the
Hardy.
best thing I liked about his character was his voice was really jarring to me.
Yeah.
Selena Kyle was good.
Yeah.
Catwoman.
Yeah.
She was
Anne
actually
Hathaway's,
good. Anne Hathaway's Catwoman was actually really good.
Yeah.
She easily gets all the fun parts every time the audience actually reacted. It was to her thing. So
Okay, can any of you relate to this? When Batman and Bane have their final throwdown on the steps, and Batman basically starts kicking ass, finally, for the first time ever, enough so that he actually punches Bane through the doors. I came this close to just going, yeah, kick his ass! But nobody said a word, and I'm like, oh.
Well, that's because everybody's just. I mean, the reason why there wasn't that visceral reaction is because everybody's still like. I mean,
I wasn't. I was like,
I mean, for me, I'm like that too. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to stop because I keep on taking it in. I mean, that's what I mean.
that is one of those things. Even when you want to shout in a Nolan movie, you can't really.
There's-
You risk taking yourself
I know
out of
you.
it.
I know. I mean, it's. That's,
I
mean,
did it because I was chicken.
I don't know. I think Memento has plenty of stand-up cheer moments.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just. I,
Yeah.
You feel like
Shoot
you'll
Joey
miss something.
Pants.
I definitely feel like people are going to love this one or they're going to hate it. I don't think there's going to be any kind of in between. On
Well,
this one.
I don't know. I'm kind
I
of in
think
between.
there
I was on the phone with my brother a minute ago, and he was disappointed by it because he was saying for the first 40 minutes he just didn't care what was happening.
But
Then
how
he enjoyed the final act, but he would have liked it more.
But you already care about these characters.
See,
I
that's
mean, you care about them. You
that's
know
the thing.
them.
Well, and maybe part of the problem was that they introduced 50 new characters, and it's always
But do they really
hard.
introduce 50 new characters? At most, they introduce 3. You know,
there's always a million minor cops and board members in the Nolan Batman movies. that
There's
it's hard to
new
keep track of.
thugs. There's
That's-
a handful of minor characters. Yeah.
that scene with the bat when it first turns on,
Yeah.
when they got it in the alleyway, like, oh, we got him trapped. that was.
Now for the major spoilers. Saw most of the ending, the very ending. Saw most of that coming. Thought John Blake's first name was a little on the nose.
I
Uh,
figured.
Robin.
When his name was Robin. That
Oh,
was
at the
Robin.
end.
yeah, that was a little on the nose, and I really should have seen Talia coming. I didn't, and
You
I
guys
should
didn't
have.
see that?
I did not.
I did
even
not
though
see-
when it
I mean,
happened,
even-
I'm like, I actually heard she was in that. I forgot.
I mean, when she says, just to restore balance, she says that at, like maybe at 45 minutes into the after he loses his money. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's.
I
That's,
think maybe
like,
Nolan's sleight of hand kept it from me.
Yeah,
and
but
I
Tia
didn't really
Al's
see
okay. I think almost right away a lot of the hardcore fanboys knew that she was Tia.
I admit I'm not
Which
a
I'm
hardcore
not.
comic.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't really want to see twists coming, frankly. At the
Honestly,
time when
I
see
try
a
not to
twist
look
coming,
for it.
I'm upset.
Yeah.
I try not to look for them. I usually see them anyway.
I remember
Yeah.
when I saw Shutter Island, I knew it was coming, and it upset me because it made me think they didn't try hard enough to hide it.
But I mean, as I said, I give it a thumbs up. I think I was destined to give this thing a thumbs up. Because I mean, I just love Nolan. I love his style, and I love the simplicity of his camera, the fact that it's almost all practical. That's something to be admired in today's CGI movies.
Well, I'm sure you'll have a written review up soon that we'll link to under this video.
So will this one, the quiet one.
The quiet one. Say
Powers
something,
in
Jess.
Film, Powers in Film.
Hi.
Your opinion on the movie is high.
No.
It is a high opinion.
My opinion on the movie is, that's about it. Unfortunately, I was
But-
kind of disappointed.
But yet we shouldn't be surprised by this because once again, the pretentious filmmaker loved it, but yet the antithesis did not.
AKA Powers in Film.
Yes, but I gave her a nickname because if she's gonna post on my blog, she's getting a nickname.
This is my web. I'll probably watch it when rewatch it when it hits DVD. I might watch all three back to back once just to see.
I can see that.
But I mean,
It's not.
it's not like
bad.
I don't even. I love Tolkien. It's not even like I rewatch Lord of the Rings all that often.
It is a big time investment.
I knew it was going to be this way. I saw The Avengers 2 days after I saw the midnight showing of opening. I'll probably wait at least 3 weeks if I see this one again at all. I thought it was great. I just didn't think it was.
Yeah.
Avengers was more fun.
Ave-
There's just no way around it.
Avengers was more fun. Some might argue it was more shallow, but I don't know if darkness for darkness' sake necessarily equals depth. I'm not saying that this movie didn't have depth. I'm just saying I think people tend to treat the Nolan Batman movies like they're even deeper than they are because they're just not expecting them to be deep at all from a comic book movie. So it's one of those like setting expectations
I'll
things.
go along with that.
Well, I'll say the second one really is as deep as maybe some people are making it out to be, but it's definitely not what this one is doing. Even though it kind of seems like they were, but by the time it wraps up, you get the feeling that, oh wait, no, this is more of an episode rather than like the climactic finale that we're like hoping or expecting maybe it to be.
Yeah.
I was expecting something tragic, epic, something with a punch or a bang, but it's kind of an episode
There's
of
more
Batman.
hope than I was expecting,
It was a
which I'm
happy
glad
ending.
for. I don't mind hope.
Honestly, I kind of like that, but it really shouldn't have taken that long to get to it if that's what it was.
All right, so general consensus, keep your expectations slightly lower than you're keeping them right now. Also, Tom Lennon is in this movie. That amused me. Okay, it is now 3 in the afternoon the next day, and I just woke up. Little pro tip, no matter how anticipated the movie is, never go to a midnight screening if you're already feeling kind of sick. But after sleeping on it, I have a couple more thoughts about the movie that I couldn't really articulate right away after the screening. Bane's voice, I talked about a little that I thought it was kind of silly. While I was watching the movie, like the first thing that came to mind was Sean Connery, but mixed with someone else, and I couldn't quite place it. Now I figured out who it is. It's Sean Connery crossed with Turl from Battlefield Earth.
When you are still learning how to spell your name, you have my permission to die.
And after Bane's line about,
Your punishment must be more severe.
all I could think of was, do you like ice cream?
I'm sorry, sir, I don't follow.
Let's just say that we won't be short of Junkie Monkey for the next month.
What other rambly thoughts do I have? I liked Catwoman in this movie.
I wasn't quite sure how she meshed with the rest of the Nolanverse. She felt a little comic booky compared to a lot of what else we've seen. But I thought Anne Hathaway did a good job, and I enjoyed the character. I still think if Heath Ledger was still alive, then Joker should have had the Scarecrow's cameo. Yeah, I should have seen Talia coming. How did I not? As soon as they mentioned Ra's al Ghul had a child, how did I not predict Talia? What is wrong with me? Am I a bad geek? Yes, I am a bad geek because I actually kind of forgot the movie was coming out until I was invited to the night screening. Also, what an awful Man of Steel teaser. Like, it expects us to just get excited on the notion of a Superman movie. And we've seen enough Superman movies to know better. Like, throughout the whole teaser, everybody in the theater was silent, and then once the teaser stopped, everyone just sort of gave the obligatory, oh, it's Superman, we need to cheer for that, because we like DC. Yay, Superman. Show us something we can care about. Wow, I'm 5 hours late for work. Also, was it just me, or did the film rely really heavily on flashbacks from the first two? Like, they would go long stretches where it's all original stuff, but then suddenly, bam, here's a clip of Harvey Dent. Bam, here's a clip of Thomas Wayne picking up Bruce from the well. Bam, here's a clip of this, and this. And they were all, like, really brief, sudden flashbacks. It's like, flashbacks should only be there if we need the reminder, but if they happen that quickly, unless we already remember it, we're not going to remember what it's reminding us. I need more sleep before doing one of these. I think there were more flashbacks to Batman Begins than there were to The Dark Knight, if I remember correctly, which made it all the funnier that the picture on his desk was of Maggie Gyllenhaal. They should have made the picture a completely new actress for Rachel. My vote goes to Summer Glau, because my vote always goes to Summer Glau. I was a little unclear as to how much time was passing throughout the whole thing. How did Bruce Wayne get back to Gotham so quickly? And why did he take the time to shave and shower? I mean, I guess because he was going to talk to Selina, and he wanted to look his best for the pretty girl, but there were more pressing matters at hand, Bruce. Also, Batman just loves standing on tall things for no reason. Like, every time he suits up, then the next shot is him, like, on top of a really tall tower, looking down. Well, I climbed that whole thing all by myself. I kick ass. Wasn't I supposed to be fighting someone? But seriously, did they have to do that line about, oh, you should use your first name, Robin? Remember? Because Robin's another character from Batman who's a young guy. That's really the only thing this guy has in common with Robin, but you like it when we throw little shout-outs like that, don't you? Come on, comic book fans, please like me. You don't need to be desperate, Nolan. They're all gonna watch your movie. Anyway, I did enjoy the film. Liked it. Didn't love it. Probably won't be revisiting it anytime soon, but it was a nice enough closer to the Nolan universe. I'm ready to move on. Not saying I want Warner Brothers to make more Batman stuff, but eventually when the next Batman franchise does come along, eventually, not right away Warner Brothers, but eventually when it does, I'll be ready to see other people's takes on Batman now. I've seen Nolan's take. You know, my one regret is not seeing Nolan take on other villains, you know. I would like to see a Nolan Riddler. I would like to see a Nolan Ventriloquist and Scarface. I would like to see a Nolan Killer Croc, even. I would like to see a Nolan Egghead. I would love to see a Nolan King Tut. Nolan Clayface would be really interesting. Penguin seems like a character Nolan could have gone really far with. I don't need to see a Nolan Mr. Freeze, but if he did one, I'd be curious. I should not vlog when I just wake up.